Hi, welcome to this QV report tutorial. In this QV report tutorial I'm going to show you how to use the report wizard. That's a very powerful tool to create a report from scratch. The report wizard is going to guide you from A to Z in the creation of a very basic report that you can clearly customize at a later stage. So how to create a report using the report wizard. First you click on new project up here, so we'll give it a name, we'll call it demo, and a project is created. You see now the project is listed here on the right in the projects list. Well, a project is basically a collection of reports in the language of QV reports. So now we're going to populate this project list with at least one report, and to create this report we're going to use the report wizard. So how to start? Well, we click on new report, and from the three options we select clearly report wizard. The report wizard starts. Well, the first thing that we have to make sure is to close the ClickView file that we want to use as source for the report creation before proceeding. Well, my file is closed, the file that I intend to use, so I can click on next. Moving to the next slide, well, it's time now to select the ClickView document I want to use. I'm going to use one ClickView file that's stored in this folder, which is the demo folder within the QV report installation folder. All right, I'm going to click. ClickView opens the file for me, and QV report is going to show me all the, well, first it asks me whether the document is password protected or not. I can click no and proceed. So QV report is showing me all the sheets within that QVW file. I decide to use this sheet because I want to use data coming from this particular sheet. I click next, and now I'll move on to all the objects within that particular sheet. I select TB customer, that's the object I want to use. And from here I can either apply some selections, I can activate selections directly from the fields within that particular object. Well, I'm not interested in doing that. Or I can recall a bookmark of selections, which is clearly a bookmark that's stored within my ClickView file. Well, I'm not very interested in doing that as well. So I'm not going to apply selections, but I could have. I click next, and it's time to export data from ClickView into QV report. Well, the number of records that are going to be processed is 78, and well, I'm going to assign a name to my report, and I'm ready to export data. That's quite quick. I'm ready to move on. Now it's time to assign a data type for each and every data column the QV report found within the ClickView file. By default, the data type assigned to the data column is a string, but I can clearly change that. Well, in this case, I think string fits the purpose for all the data columns, so I'm going to leave it like that. Well, I can just change customer ID maybe, yeah, and make it an integer. I'll save this, and I click next. So I got 4 fields that are available for me to be displayed in the report. I'm going to add them all, and I move to the next slide. Well, here I can decide in which way I intend to see my data within the report. Well, in my case, I think I want customer ID to be the main level to visualize my data. I click on next. Well, some basic layout definitions. Well, I can change these at a later stage anyway, but it could be still useful to start from here and decide how my report is going to look. Again, I can assign a template to the layout, and finally the title that is going to be displayed in the grid. Well, I'm finished. So the report wizard has created this report for me, which is quite basic, but basically it has everything that takes. I mean, I've been able to pull out data from a ClickView file and connect it to objects within the report. Clearly, I can customize this report big time. I can use all the toolbox, all the objects in the toolbox here from the left, and I can really play with it and just change colors and everything. But I just showed you how easy it is to create a report from scratch using the report wizard, connecting QReport to data coming from a ClickView file and make it available for a report for all the objects displayed in the report within the grid.